Chapter 6, The Witness. By the final morning there were only 3 of us left, me, Elise, and Dr. Iverson. We pushed what remained of the boat toward the mainland, toward any harbor that would take in ragged survivors. The creature had become more than a force, it had become a presence that leaned on the hull and watched us with an attention that made rational thought thin. It surfaced one last time as if to show us. Up close, its skin was not smooth but ringed with scars like the growth rings of the world itself. Its eyes were not bright but deep and old, pupils like 2 black coins lost in cold. It regarded us as a man might regard a family album, with a cold, unblinking study. Dr. Iverson wept, quietly, and Elise whispered a prayer until the words frayed. When it struck, it did not come for blood. It came for an accounting. Boat split, a mast twisted off like a reed. I remember the smell of burned salt, the way wood snapped with the brittle sound of a ribcage giving way. Then there was a silence heavier than the one that came before the fog. The sea closed and opened and closed again. I remember waking on a shore I did not recognize, hauled from the water by fishermen who would not look me in the eye. They told me the hurricane had been sudden, the kind of storm recorded in a single paragraph and then shelved. They said the island had never been there. They said my boat was nothing but a remnant. But I remember the phosphorescent veins, the rows of old teeth, and the way the world tasted like pennies for days after. The creature did not vanish. In the months that followed, nets returned empty. Old seafarers spoke of a shadow that moved like a scar along the continental shelf. The sea takes its due in many ways. We had called out to a thing from a time that will not forget and it answered. I tell you this not to frighten you for sport, but because the sea keeps a ledger and sometimes it decides to collect. If you go out there, keep your ears tuned to the long sounds beneath. And if you ever see a patch of water that looks like spilled night, row away fast and do not look back.